Hello, my name is Chevalier, and welcome back to another episode of Colombian Space Initiative in Supreme Ruler Ultimate, and, well, in previous episode the war started in Europe, and first of all, apologies for the incoherence, especially at the end of the episode. I hadn't slept particularly well before recording that, so now we had not one but two decent nights of sleep in between, and also I've got a new mouse, so you might hear the clicking a bit more audibly in these episodes for the time being, at least. We almost decided to, well, hand in its resignation after, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And the usual repairs that I've had to do on it did not work. But anyway, let's have a look at the war in the Eastern Front here for the Germans. Of course, the Germans actually don't really have a Western Front. They are at war against Montenegro and Soviet Russia, and in Soviet Russia they've gone pretty far away, or pretty far. They've already reached the Black Sea. And of course, they've also taken a little bit here in the Baltics, and they've actually gone pretty far towards Moscow. But about halfway between Minsk and Moscow now. So around Smolensk is where the fight is currently presumably happening. Now we have, of course, jumped forward quite a bit here, and we're about to get another industrial goods factory, actually right about tomorrow. There we go. Now we did spend a lot of money on that, so one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to sell some things for, let's actually get rid of that, and yeah, so we're going to get 84 million for selling all of our techs to Venezuela. And we have made pretty good relations with the United States now. We're already friendly. We could probably get some more deals with them. For example, non-aggression pact. There we go. So we now have 90 million and non-aggression pact with the United States. So that means a little bit better. We could actually get mutual defense as well. Although now, since I'm going to wait until France and or UK declares war on Germany, and then I'm probably going to lower the. Actually. We probably have a pretty, wow, 98% war justification towards Germany. Not that we'll be declaring a war against them, but we technically could. Technically could. But that will have to wait. Right, so now that we've built that, oh, actually the supplies are, oh no, it is 100% supplies again. Right, so we're making 300 industrial goods. We are actually selling a tiny bit of that. Not massive amounts though. We're still, of course, supporting the United States. Only about quarter million per day, so it's not crippling our economy, but it does help keep them rather happy. Now, we have very low unemployment for the time being, 3.2%, so we may need to wait for quite a while before building more. At the same time, how much, okay, we got very little industrial goods as well, so we can't really start building the railway down to Barranquilla. Unfortunate. And of course we were saying before that we wanted to accumulate some of the industrial goods to have at least a reserve of 10,000 tons or something like that. So yeah, there's not a lot of things that we can do. We are going to get the improved plastics in due time. Also, one thing that we should really do is start saving up the cash for getting the basic electronics. So how about Peru? Do you have you've got 400 million, so you should be willing to buy quite a bit of these things. Okay, 44 million, that's better than nothing. We are good relations with the United States. I think we can get a pretty good deal for the technologies, or for the basic electronics after the improved plastics, of course. The basic price is like 2.2 billion. So it's perhaps a bit beyond our pay grade, but I think we can basically halve the price in due time, and we already have 160 million. I wonder, would China have anything? Oh, we do actually have the early combat aircraft. You would be willing to pay 40 million of that? Okay, I'll take it. What about Ottoman Empire? No. Can't really sell anything to you. What about Russia? Oh. I'll take the 20 million. Pretty sure that Italy doesn't want anything. Nope. What about Austria-Hungary? Nope. What about Spain? Nope. I mean, we only have one... Oh, actually, Mexico. You might want that. 40 million is a decent price for that. I'll take it. Slowly but surely trying to accumulate the money, so we've got more than 250,000 right now. Still, of course, supporting people or the government in the United States. So they really like us now. They're actually pleased towards us. The people feel indifferent, whereas we feel a bit, or our people feels a bit threatened by them, but I think we'll be okay. I mean, the fact that they are probably the biggest economy. Ooh, what do you offer? You're offering agriculture. Am I losing agriculture then? No, not in particular. You know what, I'll take that nonetheless. A decent stockpile for agriculture then. I know that it does waste a little bit of money, but hey. Oh. Japan declared war on Germany. Germany declared war on Belgium. New Zealand on Germany. Canada on Germany. Australia on Germany. British South Africa on Germany. France and Germany. And okay. Right, at this point I think it's time to lower the volatility to low. Because there's basically a world war going on. All the colonies are now starting to fight each other. And the world tension is a bit high. Right, is there anything else that... What about Bulgaria? How much money do you have? 200? I suppose you might want a little bit over here. We'll do that. I wonder if Serbia... They do have a little bit of money. Let me... Ooh. 36 million over there. I'm just making as much money as I can. What about Norway? I know that they... Ooh, we actually do have a couple of things that they might want. Now, they don't have a massive amount of cash, but I think we've got a decent selection there that they might want. So we got another 60 million. So we got a third of a million, or billion right now. Not billion. Okay, yeah. A third of a million would be pretty bad still. Okay, so we got our 7, or technically 14 engineer. So what we'll do is we'll combine these. And do we have the industrial goods now? We got 9,000. You know what? I'm going to move these to construct over there. And I'm going to build another 2 tiles of railway here. Because it's going to be fairly cheap to do that. And we'll slowly start accumulating still the industrial goods. We're not actually using all that quickly right now until they actually start constructing there. That's going to, it's going to go up a little bit. I think we can survive that for the time being. How much? Okay, so it's 56% supply over there. How much do we got? 65 over there. I think I might want to get a airfield over here at some point. But that is not a priority. How much do we have? We actually got a decent stock of military goods as well. 5,000. That'll last us for a little while, but we don't have a massive military, of course. So there is that. Still waiting for the plastics for quite a while. But yeah, once we get the electronics, let's actually have a look. Basic electronics. Oh, that's something. Oh, actually, research cost is just 1.1 billion. Okay, so I think with 600 million we might actually get that. We don't have that, of course. I don't think we need more industrial goods right now. Like, it's a nice offer, yes, Iran, but we don't actually need that. Right, so I guess the Western Front has opened. Oh, wow. Belgians are not having a great time there. Luxembourg is surrounded by Germany now. Not that it's anything new, to be fair. Actually, how much do we have rubber right now? 8,000 tons. Okay, we need to buy a bit more from the UK. Not sure if we're going to get a good price out of it, but we'll buy 30 tons, or 30,000 tons rather. Pay 22 million for that, so it's a bit too much for my taste. But at the same time, it will keep our industry going fairly well, so that should be alright. Diplomatic offer, no, I don't think I need the industrial goods. I mean, a lot of people are wanting to offer it to us. I mean, we've got pretty good production. We're not going to be using all that much in all fairness. Like, this is going to be done soon, and then we'll start accumulating again. We'll get at least 10,000 tons plus, I don't know, 5 or 6 tons to start building the next 2 set of railway there, and we'll slowly get towards Barranquilla, and we do need to connect this to the network as well, for the ease of access. Oh, well, there goes Belgium. Okay then, well, ooh, right, that reminds me. The Dutch, do they have any techs? Or do I have any techs that they want? No, not really. They do like us, though. They really do like us. Not entirely sure why, but it's fine by me. Although, so Belgium fell, and oh, France has most of it now. Well, western half, let's put it that way. Brussels is held by the Germans for the time being, and the Germans, oh wow, they are actually advancing very quickly here. They probably have some tanks or something that are rushing through, and the French didn't have any garrisons here yet. Well, the question is, can they keep that up? How big of an army do they have? About 1.5 million, whereas the French have less than 500,000. Okay, yeah, there's a bit of a discrepancy over there. Oh, who owns that? Australia? Oh. Okay, that's a bit unexpected. Oh, well, market advisors for Great Britain. Okay. Well, I mean, I suppose Britain is the world favourite right now, then. I run literacy programs. Ooh. Well, good for French, I suppose. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's not a massive amount of nations that we can... Oh, actually, let's have a look. Argentina. Do I have anything in text that you want? Tank tech? You don't want to pay for that, though. So, not really. Guessing Brazil is a bit similar. Well, do you... Ooh, actually, I could sell stuff for you. Uruguay, and 22 million. Okay, that's not a lot. It's better than nothing. What about... Okay, Brazil has everything that I have. Chile? I could sell a fair bit of things for you. You got 200 million, so you can probably afford paying, like, I don't know, 22 million, okay. It's still better than nothing. And it will spread the prosperity throughout the continent here. So I think it's alright. Right, these troops... Ooh. Let's make them into a new one. Keep you in construction duty there for the time being. So we got 400 million so far. I think that's a good start. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that we can sell at this point, and I have a feeling that the military goods price is starting to skyrocket a little bit here. On the other hand... Oh, right, yeah, now the market availability is going to be very poor. Although it was poor before. It was poor before. But... especially for the Germans, it's going to be a problem. There's not going to be a lot of nations that are going to be willing to sell them. Let's actually have a quick look at their rubber. They have a massive demand. They have basically no reserves, and they have no... Well, actually, they got a little bit over there, but they are losing it. So their economy is about to collapse by the looks of it. Or they might be producing a tiny bit, but it's just dwarfed by the amount of demand that they have. Well, they're buying a little bit from somewhere, I'm not entirely sure where. They might be able to make some synthetic rubber as well. Or they might actually... I'm not entirely sure if I can see it over here. I mean, there is one way to check that. There's rubber in here. Well, of course, there's no natural rubber over there, that's for sure. And I can't really see if they have any... Or not easily see if they have any synthetic rubber places either. They might somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure where that would be. And since I can't build those things yet, I can't really select the building from the menu. And check if they have anywhere... Or similar anywhere... Oh, New Zealand told... Okay. Okay. That's a bit surprising. How's our economy doing in the meanwhile? First of all, 6.3 million population, that's pretty good. We have 3.5% unemployment, so the inflation is growing again. That's good. I presume we built the railway over there. Yes, we did. So now, how much do we have? Almost 15,000 tons. Oh, we're still 16,000 tons before we build another set of railway there. And actually, if we don't send... or if we don't have the engineers helping to build that, I'll send you to do construction work over there. So if we build it without the engineers, we should be still accumulating a little bit of the... Oh, Iran was Soviet... Oh, right. Iran was fighting Soviet Russia. At least in name. Well, I think they did lose a little bit of land here. Not massively, but a little bit. The Russians are fighting quite a bit of... or quite a wide front, let's put it that way. They have pushed them Germans back from Smolensk a little bit. Still in Horky and Orsa. And over here it's fairly not much is happening over here. Static is the word that I was looking for. Yes, but right now, again, there's not a huge amount of things going. Well, there's a fair bit of things going in the world, but I'm not having massive impact on it right now. We have lowered the taxes all the way to 30% right now, which does mean that, okay, we actually need more, oh right, because we increased the industrial goods production, so we technically would require more electric power. So we're buying a little bit, but it's not a massive expenditure compared to the amount of sales that we get from consumer goods and petroleum and military goods right now. So it's not too bad. Although I do reckon that we might want to get a bit more military goods production. It's just, it's very expensive. And not to mention, we're currently saving the money for the basic electronics and then industrial goods for... so that we can eventually build another research lab, because we do need a second one. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get through all the research in a timely manner. Of course, we can buy a certain bit of research from other nations. Now we've got 18,000 tons of industrial goods, so I'm going to start building that. And I'm pretty sure it's going to take 2 months to build now, more or less. But it's not going to be so big that we're going to start losing any. So people are not going to try to offer us to... or try to sell us more. Because we don't really need more right now. We need the money more than we need the industrial goods. Actually, I'm going to increase the sales to 20%, so that's going to increase the money flow a tiny bit. Again, it's not going to be a massive impact. It's like, I don't know, 20... no, it's, well... it's about $40,000 per day. So yeah, it's quite pathetic in all fairness. 458 million so far, so almost at half a million, or half a billion rather. That should be reached soon enough. I think we may want to start building the railways on this side as well. Then over there and there. We could even have a bridge down here. It's actually not a bad idea, because the supplies from here would then reach around here to these places, at least to a certain degree. And then this, of course, connects to down there. Right. Oh, actually, that is something that we do need to... how much do we have unemployed now? 3.6%. It's going up again. That's good. I think over 3.5% is kind of where you want it to be. Not... but still under, like, at least 5%. Maybe even 4%. 4% might be kind of the sweet spot there. On the other hand, if you have too much unemployment, then you are not producing enough things necessarily to keep your economy afloat. Depends what you're producing, of course. If your entire economy is based on selling oil and buying everything else off the global markets, then it might be enough. But yeah, our economy is certainly based on selling consumer goods. Although, well, there's still $1,150 per ton of profit on produced, plus whatever we, well, for the tons that are sold into the international markets, to the domestic price is much higher. And how much is, well, the civilian demand is 221, so we do make a decent bit of money out of there. That ain't too bad. Ain't too bad at all. Right, how are the railways coming along? Of course not built yet, but they are coming along. We've got 20,000 tons right now. I'm actually tempted to build the airfield down here. Not that it's going to be used, necessarily. It's very cheap, though. And secondly, it will allow, if we start producing airplanes at some point, because we don't have the facilities for that quite yet, but one day, perhaps, then we should be able to, you know, have some air units over here, because it's a fairly central location in terms of our country. It's between Panama and Venezuela, and it should be able to protect a little bit of the northern parts there. Not really that area, but a little bit would help here. Right, so how long is it going to take? Oh wow, it's actually halfway done already. Alright then. Well, we're losing a little bit of money and supplies for it, but I think it's alright. Partially we'll... oh well, actually the construction cost is quite massive there. If we have a look at the treasury, construction is taking 4 million. There we go, we got the airfield completed, and that should increase the supply levels there to at least 75%. Once it evens out a little bit. Yep, there we go, 75%. That does increase our oil production, again, a tiny bit. I think it improved like maybe 2,000 barrels per day. So not massive increase, but it is an increase nonetheless. Still, oh, actually, agriculture is something that we do need to start producing a bit more soon. So we might want to build a couple... oh, actually, how about we build 2 over there? It will take some resources to build that. But I think we'll be okay. And now that we are selling the military goods again, should be okay. I wonder if it actually... that's 71. 59 over there. That's okay, so this is actually being supplied more by base over here, especially once we build the railway between. That should help a long way. Now, did that have an effect on the unemployment? It lowered it a tiny bit, but I think we'll manage. I think we'll manage. Alright, let's have a look at the situation in Russia. Oh, wow. Oh, and they just got cut off over there. They don't have, or the Germans don't have Kiev. They've been stopped outside of Smolensk. They've been stopped around here by the looks of it. So the Russians kind of are managing it for the time being. As long as they can keep the Germans from crossing around here, it should be pretty okay. How about against the Japanese? It's still a bit of a mess. Mostly the Japanese are running out of supplies, and they haven't managed to get that one yet. So the Russians are actually doing fairly... ooh. Ceasefire between the Japanese and the Russians. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Alright. So the Germans have actually managed to push into France a bit more. There's a bit of an encirclement over there in Verdun. And I don't think the French have managed to do much in this war, quite frankly. That makes me a bit worried, to be fair. It's going to be a massive Germany, and Germany hates us. I mean, technically we could start supporting their government a tiny bit to make them hate us a bit less, but I'm not entirely sure. Well, one thing is certain, the United States loves us. Now, we actually like them as well. We're both pleased towards each other, but that's good. Now, I'm pretty sure that we can't actually... well, if we were to get some deals, full transit treaty perhaps... I'm not going to get the line of sight thing, because that's just going to lag the game a little bit. We might get the formal alliance. Well, no, they don't want formal alliance then. Alright then. That's okay. They're still not... well, we do have money. We could technically buy something from them. In terms of the... oh, synthetic fuels wouldn't be bad. How much would I have to pay for that? About 200 million. Okay. That just gives us an idea that it's going to be probably about 700 to 800 million to buy the electronics. How much do we still need? Ooh, not actually all that far away. But we are far enough into this episode that we are actually out of time. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if I haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.